Hey guys, it's Woody. Um, so I'm sitting here in the Fontana yard. I should be home right now, but I'm not. Um, I had a delivery this morning at 5 a.m. and so I got up at 3:30, got ready, got down there. Um, Sat and waited until 7. Sat and waited until 7. Got to the dock, and this place was a disaster. A disaster. There were so many trucks there, and it was so crowded. It was actually gridlocked in the little parking lot where all the docks are, and it's not a small place. It was gridlocked. Um, so I got in there finally, and my light turns green. So I go to get my bills of lading, paperwork, and they told me that they'll call me when it's ready. So I get back to the truck, waiting. I get a knock on my door, and the guy's telling me that they're rejecting my load because the temperature of the load is 61 degrees and the product in the warehouse is 39 degrees, and they don't want to put the pallets next to another product and risk it getting warmer. You're in a refrigerated warehouse, first of all, and I mean, is it really going to make that much of a difference? Those things are going to cool down to the temperature that they're in. So they rejected my load because it wasn't in a reefer. It wasn't a refrigerated load. Now, mind you, I'm hauling nuts and raisins and things like that are, freeze dried and sealed packages, and they don't need to be refrigerated. So I call up my DM and the main boss lady and claims, and just a bunch of phone calls trying to figure out what the hell happened. And then there was some other stuff that happened last night with the Qualcomm, and there's a different address sent to me for the same shipping order. And I'm like, okay, so which address do I take this thing to? And so anyway, and then when I went to pick up my dry trailer, I was dropping off a reefer, and when I was in that yard, I got a Qualcomm saying to pick up the trailer I just dropped off. And so I sent an email back. I asked him, do you want me to take a reefer or do you want me to take a dry? Because I'm still here. I'm hooked up to a dry right now, but I can hook up to the reefer if you want me to. Which one do I take? Take the reefer. Or take the dry. They told me to take the dry. And so all this went on, and then this stuff happened today. And I'm on the phone with the boss, and I'm telling her all the same stuff. I'm like, it's all in the Qualcomm, and then her supervisor's also on the phone, and he's looking through the Qualcomm. He's like, yep, here it is, says drop off reefer, pick up a dry. So it's there. And then they're saying that during the live loaded call, I gave them a different address, the address that I was sent last night. And I'm like, that's not possible because I haven't seen that address until last night. So when I was doing the live loaded call, the only address that I saw was the one that I was at. And so I don't know what happened, But somewhere in the records it shows that I told them the other address, and that's not possible. It's not possible. Like, how am I going to tell them an address that I don't know exists? So the plan was, I was going to unload there, go to my next stop, swap out trailers there. It was a preload. I was going to pick up that trailer and go home. It's like 4 hours away. Go home and then deliver tomorrow, and then I'll be home by noon tomorrow. Well, now I'm sitting in the yard waiting for a load. They're trying to get me a load home. This load, I'm gonna drop it here. They're gonna swap the load over to a reefer, get it to the right temperature, and take it back. And when I was leaving the facility, I have to check out with, security, and I give her the paperwork. I said they rejected my load. I was like, you can check my trailer, but it's all there. They rejected my load. She's like, why? I was like, because it wasn't the right temperature. And she looks at it. She's looking at all the bills of lading, and she's like, it's nuts. I was like, I know. It's your facility, not mine. It's your stuff. So she was kind of confused by it too, and whatever, dude. So I'm just a little disappointed that all this has happened, and there was fault on my part when we did the live loader call, because there was a packet of 50 pages in an envelope when I got my bills. Well, on the front of the packet, outside of the envelope, was 2 pieces of paper. It was the master bill of lading and a paper, a manifest telling you all the product that's in it. So I'm looking at the master bill of lading, and they ask you, is there a temp on the paper? I'm looking all over the paper. I didn't see a temp. I didn't see anywhere where it said temp. And I opened up the envelope and I took out, the thing, and the first 2 pages were the same thing that I was already looking at. So I figured it was just copies, because they do that. They'll give you an envelope, and it's just like they'll have like 3 or 4 copies of the same thing to give to the, wherever. If it's going to a company and then they're shipping it off somewhere else, they'll do that. So I thought that's what this was. There's literally like 8 to 10 pallets on my load. It's not a big load at all. So I was like, okay, whatever. Well, come to find out, if you were to dig deeper into that pile, it says under notes or whatever, under comments, it says continuous 45 degrees. So I missed that. But I'm looking on that master paper, master sheet, and in that same spot, it's blank. And, I sent a picture and everything. I was like, this is what I read to you guys. This is, it's got my signature on it. It's got all my stuff. This is the piece of paper I was looking at. So I get a call back, and she said, you realize that it says a temp on there, right? And I was like, I don't see it. Like, where is it? Well, it was not under the comments section or the on the master bill. It said something else, but it was the same area, the same section. It wasn't there. It was on the left-hand side next to a bunch of numbers. There's numbers and commas and numbers and commas and numbers and commas, and then it says continuous 45 degrees. So I'm like, okay, so I missed that. If I would have said that during the live loader call, maybe it would have changed. Maybe he would have said, okay, well, even then, because I was already loaded, what I would have had to do was unload it, go back to the drop yard, grab a reefer, come back, and get reloaded. But that might not have even happened. It might have been like, okay, well, whatever, but I probably would have swapped it out with a reefer anyway. So that part's my fault, but everything else with me going back and forth about, okay, do you want me to pick up a reefer or do you want me to pick up a dry? Because this one's saying reefer, this Qualcomm is saying reefer, but the two Qualcomms before that say dry. And when I got the one telling me to pick up the reefer and I sent back because I was confused, I was like, do you want me to pick this up? They're like, I'm not seeing the Qualcomm where it's saying pick up a reefer. I'm like, this one I just got told me to pick up this trailer number. I'm looking at that trailer right now, and that trailer number is a reefer. Do you want me to grab it? And then the same thing happened with the other address. They're like, where did you get that address from? I was like, this one right here, this Qualcomm right here. And she's like, well, which one? So I told her. She's like, oh, okay, well, I see it. She's like, but where did you get that before that during the live loaded call? I was like, I didn't tell him that before the live loaded call because I don't have it anywhere. It's not written down on my notes. It's not written down on my pre-plan. It's not in the Qualcomm. There is no possible way that I would have that address. It just, so I have no idea what's going on. But yeah, like I said, I should be home now. I should have been home 2 hours ago. But I'm not. I'm here. But yeah, on the bright side, DOT is supposed to be having a blitz this weekend, or this week, end week, whatever. So if I get home tomorrow or the day after, I won't have any inspections. So looking at the silver lining, I guess. And also, if you see me and I look tired, it's because I'm tired. I'm freaking tired. I've been up since 3:30 this morning. Last night I couldn't sleep that well. I had a messed up dream. I don't normally have nightmares, and I had a nightmare last night it still bothers me. Like, it's still bothering me. So that sucks. I guess the past few days I haven't been sleeping that well. Just sleep a couple hours, wake up, sleep a couple hours, wake up, and it's rough. It's just because the temperature changes so rapidly. Like, it's hot during the day and then it gets cold at night. So I turn the truck off because if you idle too much you get charged for it. So I turn the truck off and I go to sleep and it's comfortable, and then I wake up and it's freaking freezing. I gotta turn the heater on. Or sometimes it's the other way around, where I'll get the truck comfortable, I'll turn the truck off, I'll go to sleep, and I'll wake up and it's freaking hot. So I gotta turn the truck back on. So really wish they would get APUs in here so you don't have to keep doing that, turn the truck off or whatever. You just turn on the APU and climate control. But they say they can't find one that's reliable yet, but I know lots of companies have them, so they must be reliable. But anyway, that's what I'm dealing with. And I've been napping. Like, when I was waiting at the consignee, the place I was dropping off my load, I was waiting there. I took a little nap and woke up. I was feeling good, and I got here and I just took a little nap, and I woke up and just tired. My eye, you can't see that little red right there? That hurts. It's been hurting for days. I don't know what it is, but it burns. Feels like it's cut. Probably is, but yeah. Anyway, this is a long video for me, but just wanted to give you the updates of trucking. There's good days, there's bad days. Yesterday was pretty good, and I guess today's not really horrible. It was stressful, but it's whatever. All right, I'll see you guys later.